I am NetMoverSitan. I discovered that the taint rooms are in a set order, regardless of which order that the bosses are fought. This covers the taints in the third taint room. Where to begin with this one? Ah, yes. Did you want to know what it's like to be a greedy like Cecil? Or indeed most real-life psychopaths? Driven by material wealth? Then look no further. The greedy taint is for you. Yeah, I went that far. How it works? Well, let's see. The key part of this taint is the acquisition of wealth. The expression, greed is good, is certainly the case here, as that's what increases the synergy bonus. The more you have, the bigger it gets. And the more damage you can deal. Not to mention take. So collect all the shinies. Because shinies make you stronger. Unfortunately, it has one or two drawbacks. Well, one drawback, to be more precise. But it does give immunity to remorse. All but one of the taints in this taint room has this. Yeah. Greed and compassion are on opposite ends, like two feral cats crossing each other's territories. Unless it's a male and female mating. Let's move on. Although you'd best make sure that you have exact change when you do use your wealth to buy things, as not doing that will incur the Scrooge penalty. You can't escape from Victorian literature here! Let's see, how does this go with the first set? Prying is a good one as it increases item drop rates. Reckless is one to grant a temporary boost. That could make a difference in combat. Gluttonous is a wild card as it's dependent on food. Cowardly, if you have some skill with stealth this is good, but it could be useful for when avoiding direct combat is impossible. All but prying would depend more on personal preference. With the second taint room, Fierce is good for a partial Blood Knight character, especially with Reckless. Conniving goes with this as it makes getting to shinies easier, which can go with Prying's increased drop rates. Unquenching is another wildcard as it's fueled by alcohol. Acquisitive seems to go with this one best as it's all about acquiring items, which includes valuables. Yeah. Right, I think that pretty much covers this one. On to the next one. Do you want to go at the enemy as if you were a fictional, sociopathic, Cuban drug lord, already fueled by powder and psychotic rage? Then look no further, because there is a taint that needs more of them. Is for you. It is the abusive taint.
Probably two more.
It even comes with what you need to make it possible.
Right.
That's right. It comes with
Let's see what this blue
a
core
supply
does.
of soul dust.
Well, I'll go for abusive if there's nothing else.
Enablers. I mean,
You could also be kidding me.
is soul dust the
Abusive
equivalent
is...
of cocaine in this world? In
At
the
least know
setting
what it
that
does.
Soulblight is set in. Because that's what it looks like.
Give some soul dust right now.
Right. Let's go over how this works.
Now I've got good.
This taint is fueled by soul dust,
Right.
which can be gained by transmuting specific
get started
items
then.
like recipes. When it's used, it makes you feel invincible, much like stimulating narcotics do in
Right.
reality. Although, unlike them, there are no negative side effects. Over here, reality sucks, doesn't it?
I've got plenty of soul dust
Be
to
honest,
use to fight
it does.
against you.
Oh, and no. Do not try that.
Hey. I was about
It'll
to
ruin your
swing.
life, from what I've observed.
Some people
Then
have no
again, so
decency.
does alcohol consumption, but that happens anyway. The only problems are with this is you need soul dust to trigger this buff, and you
that
need to
feels
use
good.
it before a fight begins.
What?
You think, other than that, the
You think you can
remorse
take
applies
me
as
on?
well, as the one who has
Yeah.
the taint
You're wrong.
doesn't
I
really
can take
care
you
less
all
about
on.
what they're doing to themselves, never mind how it
Turn
affects
you
others.
into pieces.
I
Yeah.
suspect
That's your
what the
rest.
Berber had in mind.
In little bits. Come on then. Do you want to fight?
If that's not true, please
Yeah,
let me know in the
I'm talking to
comments
you.
or in a private message. Either one will do. Now that's how it seems to me. As for how it works with the other
feel
taints
like it's
in the first and second taint room.
Oh, you're next.
Yeah,
Okay then.
that's something I'll cover right now. Yeah. The first
All
taint
that
room,
for what?
Cowardly is the only one that this taint wouldn't really work with, as it's implied to be combat oriented. Reckless looks to be the best fit, as it further increases the buffs already there. As for the rest, it can depend on your mood. The second taint room, Fierce is another good match for this, as it means more combat buffs. As for the rest, all but Unquenching has some use, or at least isn't as much of a wild card. It depends greatly on what kind of character you want. Yeah, substance abuse, not a good way of dealing with problems. Yeah, it seems that the further along the taints you go, the more self-destructive they become. Are you skilled with timed counterattacks? Can you predict when the perfect opening occurs? Then you're much better than I am at doing it. In this and the Dark Souls trilogy, it's the Vengeful Taint. Yeah, I'm serious. I suck at what Vengeful requires. Yeah, this one didn't last long. This is all about counterattacks. Parrying grants a buff when successful, and the passive boost is increased with each kill during this. I think we can rule out Cowardly, as that taint depends on avoiding direct combat. Reckless is useful for when the parry is messed up. As for the other two, if you like them, pick them. Fierce might not be the best fit for this one, as it's about preventing damage, and the other is about taking the beating and then dishing it out. But it might be useful in case the parry is unsuccessful. Unquenching? Not too sure about that one, as alcohol impairs most functions. As for Conniving and Acquisitive, either could be useful with increasing damage after a successful parry. Strangely, this is one taint in this set that doesn't have remorse immunity. I suspect that it's because vengeance can be pursued due to personal loss, which can be due to the one who is vengeful caring about that person, requiring empathy, and so remorse and other feelings aren't beneath them. This one was originally called OCD, although it's possible that they might have renamed it due to possible backlash. I'm not just talking about this safe space sculpture where even the slightest amount of criticism can be considered a strong personal attack. It's obsessed. And yeah, I suspect that's why it was renamed before release. With this one, you gain a huge synergy boost as long as you have an even amount of objects. But have an odd amount of objects for any reason, that boost will go away, due to the penalty cancelling it out. Yeah. That's how this one works. I suspect that the remorse immunity is here because that the one who has the obsession with the amount of objects would be so focused on that, they wouldn't really care about anything else. Now this one is a wild card, so any of the first taints will work with this, although prying is probably a good one for finding the right amount of items to get rid of that penalty, which won't go away as long as there are an odd amount of objects. Fierce could be useful combined with Reckless to gain buffs that could counter the penalty of Obsessed. Unquenchable, Gluttonous, if you want to make a wildcard character. Acquisitive, that's one that might not work with this one, as by avoiding one penalty you could gain another, although that one is timed. Conniving, useful for accessing chests with items in them. Yeah, the layers keep building, don't they? As for Hypochondriac and the taints that will be added after the vanilla release, I'll give them their own videos. Next will be the 4th tainting room. Until next time, hail the rabbit!